Dun 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 dun. Oh, what? Oh, you're here. Oh, you've been here for a while. Oh, I see. Right. I have too, but I've just not been ready yet. So I guess I might as well mute that over there. Then switch over to here. Hello. And I've already started Trainz in the background, so that's good. So, hello, Kangafango. Hello, VGR. Welcome. Right. Stream title. Interesting. I don't think that will work. I think you're going to have to spell it properly. Yeah, Kommando nicht akzeptiert, which is German for command not accepted. Ah, I see, yes. One sec. Hold on to your chair, if you want to. Stream title. That looks better. There we go. Right, so let's switch over to this. This is known as the Milton Valley Railroad, or more specifically, this is known as what we worked on last time. So, yeah, let's just get a good vantage point from up here. So, put these couple of baseboards there, put this waterfall here. It is animated in Driver, so that's good. Put a little bit of water up here. Yes, I remember I wanted to adjust the height of this so that that fits a bit better. And we found this bridge and another bridge which I still haven't found, but we can use this one instead. It's not great because the sleepers are it's kind of strange if the sleepers look like that and they don't line up properly, but oh, he can't all right. Oh, he's just busy. Okay, that's fine. Talking about yourself in that way. So let's see if I can make this look a little bit better. Actually, no. That way it looks like the water's jumping out more than it was before. I actually think this way is better. Oh, about the red bridge again. I did try to find it for you right before the stream, but I had no idea what it was called and I couldn't find it. That's okay. I couldn't find it either. So let's have a look and see what the track layout is supposed to look like from this point forward. Well, ideally, I would want a curve something like this. That looks quite steep there. Well, actually, maybe not that steep. The angle of the curve. And then what if I connected this just up to there and straightened this? Hold on. Sometimes you have to redo these things, because if you join two splines together by moving them, then it moves the spline that was there before to the position of the one you put there afterwards, basically. So yeah, you can see that this doesn't line up with the sleepers, but that might be okay. If you look at it like this, then it looks fine. From the side as well, just from the top it looks a little bit strange maybe. So if we have it like this, then we might, well, we'll probably have some sort of maybe small floodplain kind of type of area here, who knows, with the slope on the left. I'll put the bridge up as well. Hold on, if I can get it. Let's see if this will work better. There we are. It seems good. How far down does the bridge continue? Oh, quite a ways, okay. That's okay, I don't want this to be that tall. So, now let's put this over the top of the other bridge and then increase the height of this track a little bit more so that it sits on top of the other one and not kind of in it like this. It's so unfortunate though, because I literally had it right then and there. Like 3 days ago I accidentally found it while searching for a suitable UK narrow gauge bridge, and since it didn't fit with that I got rid of it again. Like, I've got it installed, but I have no idea how I would go about finding it again. So yeah, sorry about that. That's fine, don't worry about it. Would have been so easy to just drag it into the pick list, but I didn't think of it. Well, you didn't think you would need it, so that's fine. And technically you do still not need it, so that's understandable. Okay, so if we raise that up to there, okay, let's just see if we can line this up maybe a little bit better on this side. That looks okay. So this is where the tributary will come in from, with a waterfall on that side, and then it comes down that way. Maybe we don't need that straight bit in there. What if we just got rid of it and put it like that? That might actually be better. That way it won't go out as far. Although we could probably put a straight piece, hold on, put a straight piece in like here. So there's a bit of a curve, then it goes straight, and then there's a curve going in here. Though if we have that, then I can move this one a bit closer like that. Then probably add a spline point in here to fix this curve a little bit. Like that. Okay. That's an interesting view. Like that. Okay. So actually, let's continue this way a little bit more. And here I wanted to get really quite close to the river. We could maybe even have a little bit of a place where there's like a retaining wall going into where the water is, so going right up to the river. That might look good. Curbington Pavementshire, UK. Yes, definitely where this is set. No doubt about it, as I'm sure you know. Let's also fix these small little divots in the terrain. There were some over on this side as well, specifically in the area where the tracks are going above. Hold on. This is much easier to control from this angle. And no, I'm not talking about Anglian puppet kings. Okay, so let's say it comes up this way. Hold on, one moment. Comes up that way, goes over, goes this way, and then goes over that way. Good. Now, looks though very much looking forward to the vertically diverse terrain hereabouts. Yeah, puppet. Yes, well, I said something like it's much easier. I said it's much easier to control from this angle. I meant the camera angle, like this. It's easier to control if you're looking at it from above than from down here. If you're moving the camera like this, and then also painting the terrain height. And then as a joke, I said, and no, I'm not talking about Anglian puppet kings, as in the Angles, the group of people, because it's much easier to control from this angle, as in an individual, like a king, like an Anglian king. And because I would be the one controlling it, if I did mean that, it would be a puppet king, because the king wouldn't actually be in control. It would be me. And so that was the joke. Puppet? Oh, gotcha. Oh, right, XD. I gotcha. Huh. Good. Probably weren't expecting... probably wasn't expecting... You probably weren't expecting politics. That's what I wanted to say. Oop, that... Not quite what I wanted. Just had the wrong tool selected. So, Kango, you had your long roleplay session today, didn't you? How did that go? Thanks for jamming it. Ah, that's okay. You don't need to mention that. So how did it go? I'm going to have to mess this up slightly to then redo it in a bit of a better way. I mean, here with where the tracks are coming in from. Very well, it went very well. Nice. Would you like to mention some details? I just like talking about it. If it was a good session and I had a lot of fun, then I enjoy talking about it. Especially if some of the things happened that happened this time. Yes, I'm getting to that. Good. Also, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow's stream, some might ask? Yes, I'm going to be streaming multiplayer with Kangafango, because it's normally Kangafango's streaming slot tomorrow. But we're doing a ETS2 multiplayer minigame, a new one, a different one than what he did before. And so I'm going to be in that as well, so I'm going to be live streaming as well. So that's interesting. Usually I don't stream on Sundays. Okay, that slope looks a bit better. This, however, this needs work to be done on it to fix it. Just too steep. We need like a little ledge or something down here, something to just break it a little bit, so it doesn't just look like a one single drop. Maybe something up here, something a little bit lower, then up here another thing, another little step, sort of, just to make this bit look a little bit more interesting. Sort of like that. If I'll just pull this out slightly like that. And then this can come over like this. Now I'll need a little bit more space there. A little bit going up like that. reduce this slightly? Maybe a bit like this? No, that's too much. Hold on. Just a little bit like that. Yes, that looks better from here. So now let's apply the terrain height again. Let's put it this way. I am very glad that the NPC that was open for editing didn't turn out faulty in the end. Ha! Yes, but that wasn't the only interesting thing, I hope. Okay, how does that look? I don't like this. Yeah, this needs to be put back a little bit, because I want to be able to look over the edge here and see the river down there a bit better. So that means that this has to come a little bit closer. Not that much, of course. But like this, yes, that's what I wanted. Also, it's very refreshing that some of the mysteries that were established 3 years ago are finally starting to get lifted. Yes. Submerged temple and all that. Yep. Yep. I'll just get the height here and apply it over on the inside as well, just so that the bridge abutment looks a little bit better to start with. Actually, hold on. I'll increase the height here. And then let's see if I can maybe drag that over to here. Yeah, that way, I think, does that look better? I think it does look better if there is a little bit of a lower area down here where you could potentially also walk along or something like that. I don't know what I'll do up here. Maybe I'll have a little viewing area there. Maybe. Although maybe that would spoil the magic a little bit. Maybe you can only see it by going over the train or by hiking through nature and then coming down this way. I don't know. And also the thing about the Jem'Hadar character not knowing what free will is. Should I say cycling trail? No, not a cycling trail. Below the bridge? No. No. Biking through nature? No, not here. Not here. Okay, so the thing is, with a slope, I want these two peaks to remain from this side. So I'm going to have to keep that in mind as I do the terraforming. I think the terrain on this side of the river should be very steep next to it still. Or maybe not as steep as before. I mean, it can't be as steep as before because we've got a longer distance to go to get to that height. So let's just see what we'll end up with. Will there be a mountain airstrip somewhere? I don't think so. I doubt it. Well, hello. Ah, hello there. So you have made it. Eliza was here earlier. Oh, there she is. Ah, there he is. Seems like he's not busy anymore. Yes. I didn't think you'd be coming today, VGR. All right. I mean, it's nice to not have a slope as sheer as before, because it just adds a little bit more variety. That way it's more interesting to drive along. Glad to have you though. True. I'm probably gonna have to do some of this with a smaller brush, just so I don't mess up the river too much. Okay, if you look at it from a lower angle, you can really see some of the terrain and how the slope actually looks like, what the slope actually looks like. Okay, and I do want to drag this peak over a little bit more. Maybe like that, and then drag this over. Then over on this, over this direction as well a little bit. Came back from seeing this very weird video of some guy putting what seems to be an iPhone 4 in a microwave, and a bit later some kind of eldritch abomination comes out of it. Let me say up front, that's some grade A tip-top editing right there. Thank you. I mean, I barely edit these streams, but it's good that you recognize my editing skills, yes. I know what you mean, I know what you mean. The editing in the video, of course. The video I just saw, yes, it was a joke. Yeah, you edit streams? The only times I've edited the streams is when there was personal information showed accidentally or said accidentally that I don't want to be archived. Otherwise, I don't edit them. Actually, maybe that looks good like that. It could still be in the valley like that. Originally, I was thinking having it a little bit flatter on this side, but actually, now that I'm looking at this, I really quite like how that looks. Congrats, I never noticed. Gotcha. Okay. So now I need to do this side. Also, I need to figure out where the road's gonna go. So we're going to need the terrain to be relatively close here, because that's where I want the waterfall to come in for the tributary. That doesn't mean it has to be that close all the time, because over here, I think it might look quite nice to have a little bit of a lower area. Oh, is that the video, I'm assuming? Yeah, that's the video. I can have a look at it in a moment. Never used the word tributary before. Interesting, I've used it on multiple occasions. Just telling you it's fake. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, it's placed in. It's being bombarded with radiation. Still being bombarded with radiation. Yeah. I see. Interesting. Just like, alright, so you shouldn't bother with it. Yikes, because who the hell would put their phone in a microwave and expect it to become an eldritch abomination? Well, there's only one way to find out. But none of us would be stupid enough to actually try that, of course, so I guess we'll never know. Do not fucking do that. No, seriously, yes, I agree. Do not do that. Yes. Yes, me, that's one smooth way to seek God. I see. Even if I had one, I wouldn't do it. Yes. I would be surprised if anyone did that, because that would mean that you would lack a basic understanding of the devices that you use. You'd explode your others and probably your neighbors too. It is very dangerous, yes. So let's increase the terrain height to match this over here. No, let's undo that last one, because I want this terrain to come in a bit closer first. Over here as well. Like that. Okay, so it's coming in on a bit of an embankment. Over like this. Going straight across here. Although that doesn't... No, I need this to be a little bit further over. Just like that. And then fill it in. Then I need to fix this a little bit, because I don't want to apply the terrain height again. Or apply to terrain height, because then it would make the embankment too wide. I don't want it to be that wide. No, there won't be a tunnel here, or a rock arch, as far as I'm aware. Right, then it goes over the bridge, where we'll have the waterfall coming down there. I'll move the train a bit closer, and that'll go over there. And I think I'm probably gonna pull this in sort of like that, maybe. Then pull the terrain in. And yes, I'm very aware that I'll have to increase the terrain height over here as well for this to make any sort of sense. So let's just do that quickly. That quickly? Yes, that quickly. Muddy shore? I don't know, I was thinking more stony. Okay, so let's have a look at the waterfalls. We could, I mean, I don't really need one that's, hold on. I don't really need one that is this long. It's even longer than that, actually. Let's see, do I have any shorter ones? Actually, let's look on the DLS quickly. Oh, those are the only two. Hold on. Nope, not that. What's it called? 1955. Let's delete that and just look for waterfall with that name. Those are all 200. What's this one? Oh, it's just a sound, okay. Yep, those are all... Ah, this one's 100 meters. Maybe that would be a bit better. Ah, I don't know what that's about. Does not matter. I'll just use the other one that I've used over here and move it into the ground, that's fine. Hey, this mirror. Yes, there is your repaint. There was your repaint there, yes. Now this one, I think one waterfall asset will do. Sort of just like that. Then let's pull this over a bit to create a little bit of a dip so that it makes sense the water would flow that way. That looks let's change that slightly. Let's change it like this a bit. Oh, you gotta go? Okay. Well, good night then. I hope you have a restful evening, or well, restful night. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, now let's move that into the ground a little bit more. Let's move that over sort of there. Maybe move it maybe a little bit lower. Sort of like that. Yes, yes. Then move that back this way. And hey, here we can have one of those pools that Albustru wanted. And then there we are. Although, hold on, I'll put the particle effect down there as well, and then we'll see what it looks like with that, because at the moment it doesn't look great. Well, let's put that there. And then, well, and that's... I'm trying to see which way it needs to be rotated, I think. A little bit more like that. Then moving that to there. Though I suppose I'd have to have a look at it in Driver. Maybe, but I first want to look at it, look and see what it looks like with the waterfall being animated properly, or animating properly. Not probably, but probably properly. Yes. Just stretching a bit. There we are. Okay, so let's use a map this time. It'll be a bit faster. Okay, it goes around here. Hold on, some stuff hasn't loaded in yet. There we go. That's animated, that goes down there, that's fine. I'll probably take a little bit of this away on the left. Or maybe, I don't know, I'll probably do a little bit with that. So then it goes this way. And then it comes over here. Actually, does that speed up the further down it goes? I don't know. I quite like the way this is. This way it almost feels like you might get a little bit of spray up here. And besides, it looks better with this little the hole here. I don't know what it's called. I forget the name. I think that looks better. Plus I also like the bridge here. It's nice to be able to use the old asset for something. It's nice to have it be still useful. Yes. So if you're going the other way, kill a waterfall, yes. Going the other way, then you're on basically flat ground here. Come over this way, past the waterfall. Then going that way, basically flat here. And then as you're approaching here, you can just see the terrain fall away to the right. And then as you're coming up onto the bridge, you can look out over this way and you can just look down that river. Hold on, it's a bit difficult with the camera. And then as you're coming this way, you can sort of look over that hedge. And then going this way, and as you're looking back the other way, if you're in a coach or something, you can see the waterfall there as the water comes crashing down the canyon. And then as you carry on this way, eventually you get to the area where you've got grass and trees, which is quite nice. You've got the road on the other side, which I will have to continue still. Going this way, huge curve, and then you can just about spot the river down there in the canyon a little bit. Snaking around. Then you get to this bridge where, again, you've got a great view over that side. That's not finished over there. I'll need to just do some work on that. Go over that way. That's also not entirely finished with the rocks down at the bottom. Come over here where the crossing is, where I'll still need to do this. Then you're still going down here through the valley. Then you have a totally safe siding. Past the gravel pit. Crossing. Totally no Easter egg there. Comes around this way. Down here, the very bumpy road, which is deliberate. And then you cross over this bridge. Again, for a final time, crossing the river. And then you probably won't have this amount of lag. It's probably just my machine plus streaming. Anyway, you come in here. and then this is where the branch ends. So, I mean, you can see how this lake down here doesn't really seem big enough for all the sheer mass of water that's flowing in here. I mean, I really do feel like I would need some sort of exit for that. I mean, the obvious exit would be down this way, which it does look like there is sometimes might be some water flowing down here, but then of course over here it doesn't really go anywhere because it just ends here where the tracks go over it. And we do have this little river coming down that way. Well, it's sometimes a river, like dried out at the moment. But it would make sense for it to come down, flowing down to here. So actually maybe this river could be the same, could be the thing coming out from here. Maybe we could have, maybe I could manipulate this a little bit to have a little valley down in here. Well, actually maybe in there. Maybe it goes this way. And so it just kind of curves around here a little bit and then out of sight. Just so we've got a drainage point, because this lake does not seem big enough to support both that river and whatever comes down from over here where the dam is. Because if it rains, at this time it hasn't rained a long time, but if it does rain, then this entire lake will fill up more and more and more, and it's already almost at capacity. Actually, very close to capacity, as you can see here. So that's when they'll have to open the locks, and all of this will once again become a torrent-filled river of flowinginess, which will also drain into this lake, which, again, it needs to go somewhere. So I think that's probably the best idea, but we don't need to do that yet. Hello, Willis 1961. Good to see you. What? Over the hedge? Yeah. I bet the road will have viewpoint by the waterfall. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, true. Good idea. Damn, you're right. Just go down the existing valley. Also, the river should continue from the dam to the lake. Yes, the river does. It's just that in the where the route is set at that point, it hasn't. If the dam's generating electricity, would have a constant flow of water coming out of it. That does make sense. But at this point, they've not let any water out in a while. Either it might be because they're doing repairs, it might be, or maintenance, I don't know, it might be that it's just not rained in a long time, and so they wanted to build that up a bit more, I don't know. Or maybe they're doing a stress test at the moment, and that's why they're raising the water level that high. Hold on one moment. Open the locks. Yeah. There we are. So, as you can see, there is water there. It's just not really flowing a lot at the moment. And with the water continuing down the valley, that I could have a river going down there, but I really like this look, like of more so wetland, that some of the water is coming down here, just a little bit, enough to create these puddles, enough to keep this base down here moist. But I would have to change a lot of the terraforming along here to make that work. And then over here I would have to change this as well. And I don't really want to do that. It wouldn't matter if it is a hydroelectric generating plant. There would be a constant flow. That's true. But I do really like the way that it looks with the water, the river that's somewhat dried out. Like you've got the riverbed here that's somewhat dried out, but you've just got some bits of the water still in there. I really like how that looks, especially from up here. Even if it doesn't make that much sense if it is a power plant. I don't know, I'll think about it. Anyway, that's for a later thing to do. Maybe I'll change it. I don't know. Looks interesting, but not very realistic. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll change it in the future. Okay, so... Right, I'll have this... This originally when I mean, that's, I guess, what you get when you don't plan out a lot of the layout. Because originally when I built this, I just wanted this, because normally when I make a valley like that, I have a river at the bottom. But I wanted it to be a valley that did not have a river at the bottom, just a little bit of a wet area where some water collects, but then drains down into the ground. So that's what I started over here, and what I wanted it to continue to be like. And then I had a few small lakes where maybe some of the water collects a little bit more. And then over when we come to Northusia, I wanted to have the bridge going over and the lake. And so then I thought, well, if we have a lake here, then it has to have some water coming from it. So I thought maybe a little bit. Ideally, I would have had this be much narrower, but enough that the lake doesn't immediately overflow, and the water that does flow out can kind of flow into the ground over here. So then I made that. Then over here, when we built that way, I thought, okay, well, we could have a bit of a dried out riverbed going that way so that the lake doesn't overflow. And then we thought, well, might look at having a dam there. And then maybe that, yeah, so then we built the dam, and then that's kind of why that is the way that it is. It's a thing I'll have to think about and maybe change in the future. I don't know yet. So let's continue over here. This I want to ideally have curve through here. And don't worry, I'm not going to leave it like this deep of a cut all the time. I'm going to change the slopes a bit. I just want to see roughly how I want the river to go, so that I can then change the terrain on the other sides, or on the sides of the bank. Well, on the sides of the bank to fit. That, I'm not happy with that. Hold on. Not sure about that. Might look better with the terrain actually continuing that way. Maybe that'll work if I draw in the river. Good afternoon, driver. You have been asked to take a rail speeder with tools, supplies, and a workman up to the mountains, as recent stress tests on the Milton Valley Dam that have been underway for the past week have highlighted a few weak spots. The local weather forecast has predicted a large possibility of stormfall later in the day, so you should better be quick. Good luck, beep. I think there should be another exit from the lake if it doesn't go down the valley. Alternate that goes off to the side where you can't see it. Yeah, that was my idea as well. So that I would have another exit going that way. So you've got the lake here. That basically this isn't an ending point here, but rather it continues to flow this way and then around a corner like this, and then just down a valley this way. I think that's probably the best solution. Plus, I might just put in a sort of a flooding wall or something like that here to prevent it from flooding down that way in case the water level rises. That might be a good thing. It's a pretty good idea, I'd say. Would be quite pretty. A dike. Dike! That's the word, yes. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll... Okay, I'm going to be a bit smarter this time. I'm going to paint the forest texture down first, and then paint the grass texture over it like this. That's going to be much easier to do. Paint a bit of this along here as well, just in case. I want this to actually continue that way and then come down to there. Maybe even a little bit more. Maybe I'll have this come over like that. Okay, and I will have to plan out where the road goes as well. Can't really forget that. If I do, then that's not gonna be great. Dike geology. Geology? Yes. Right. That seems better. Retextures. Thank you. Wrong kind of dike. I know it's the wrong kind of dike. Also have to fix this slightly because that would otherwise just look way too straight down there. Also, I think I'm actually gonna paint back in some of the forest texture up here. Probably to like the top of where this cutting thing starts, so something like this, probably. Almost. This needs to come over this way a little bit more. And over here as well. Just like that. That feels much better. Then I need to do a similar thing over here. This can use a little bit more. Like that. Okay, now it's time to deal with the road. Well, okay, well, actually, the road could just go off over to the left if I don't want to have the road be an issue here. Although it might look good having the road cross up here. So we've got two bridges. We've got one up here. So if you're driving along here, you can look down that way. Maybe even spot a train if you're lucky, if the angle works right. If you're down here, then you can see the road bridge up there. That might work quite nice. Levee is the term used more often in the US than dike. Interesting. Also, I need to turn the filter back on. Yep, that is the exact same URL. Okay, let's reuse this bridge maybe. That. Okay, let's see what it would look like if I had the bridge going over like this. Looks okay, but it has to be... Oh, I remember this. Hold on. Did I ever solve that issue of the gap over here or not? I don't think I did. I think... Yeah, you just don't notice it here. Okay. Well, maybe you can put a tree or something in front of it here. My brain is lagging. Aww. That's unfortunate. Yes, if you're over here, well, if you're in a car, then, well, you might spot a train through there. Or if you're standing over here. Actually, if I'm going to have the bridge here, which I think I am, I think that's fair to say, then I might just put a human there. Is there a different bridge you can use? Maybe. But the thing is, I already looked through all the road. Actually, there might be some... Hold on, there might be some new ones. Because back when I put that first bridge down there, there was no other one that would have fit with the pillars. Maybe there are some NBS Plus bridges. Or maybe since it doesn't... No, there aren't any. Maybe I can use one from... Didn't I have one over here somewhere? Yes. Actually, no, this is the same one that has the issue. Alright, I remember, that's why I placed the tree there, I think. Or did I? I don't know. I can look through some of the Yarnish bridges to see if there's maybe one there that I could use. Let's have a quick look. I mean, I might as well just look through bridge in the splines tab. Of course, there are going to be lots of footbridges and things like that. That's a 4-lane. Nope. I mean, maybe I could use this one. Let's see what that would look like. I don't know. I could use that one, but that one just looks a little bit too clunky. I like the thinness of this one with support. Let's see, that's not the right thing. That's an AirPod module bridge. Is there a 2-lane version of that? It looks more like 50-ish. 50s-ish. Of what? Do you mean this one? That is a 2-lane version. It's just got the hard shoulders on the side. I mean, I could theoretically use this bridge, but that's got a sidewalk next to it, and I'm not sure that I want that or where that would go. I missed that. Those were shoulders. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry. Maybe that one could work. Let's see. No, not that one. Oh, there's all... Alright, I see. No, that's not good. Those ones wouldn't work either. That was also 50. Yes. Through girder bridges were very common then. Yes, I'm aware of that. Mostly because of films. Well, films and model railways. Well, railroads, I suppose, in this case. Okay, I can skip all of that. Those are just bridge parts. Nope. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I've asked... I might have already suggested this to you, Willis 1961. But have you ever seen the film The Titfield Thunderbolt? If not, I would strongly recommend it. It's a 1950. It's made in the 1950s. It's about a village that runs their own railway when the government tries to close it down. It is funny. It is wholesome. It is great. Also, Kango, look what I just found. I'll just post the link. One moment. And they had a real the locomotive that's playing the Titfield Thunderbolt was a real... That's the lion. I think it's an old GWR loco. So that is the Titfield Thunderbolt, the IMDb link there. Oh, that's great. That's a great movie. Also, I need to read the other thing, I know. I'll get there soon. Yes, the bridge. GW. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't GWR. Maybe it was something different. It looked vaguely GW. No, not GWR. Of course not. It's the other. Yes, of course. It's one of Stevenson's designs. Lion LMR. Yes, there we go. But the thing is that I don't know. I might. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I prefer the older one with the sleek metal supports. Although, so now we know it's a spline, first of all. So, yes, it's a spline. It's called bridge plate girder. Okay, I just want to quickly finish looking through the bridge option. Well, tell you what, let's not actually finish looking through the bridge options because there's a ludicrous amount of them. I think I'm just going to go with the girder through bridge, or whatever it's called. Water Street Bridge it's called. Okay. And I want it this way around so that the walkway is on the side where the waterfall is. And then I'll need to manually add some supports. That's a bit too close. I'd want it to be a little bit further back, like there. And then probably moved up a little bit more, and then I need to put in abutments and deck girder bridge. What company knows the deck girder bridge? Interesting. I think I have heard that term before sometime, but I didn't remember it. Is that a good place for it? Maybe. What would it look like if someone was walking along here? Ah, that way you can't see the... Nope, I'll have to move it a little bit closer because I want you to be able to see the tracks from this bridge. What about this way? Maybe have it a little bit lower again. Actually, no, let's see if we can actually see the tracks from this height first. Yes, we can. And only just. I think that this is going to probably be the position of the bridge. I'm going to have to adjust the terrain a bit. Okay, now I'm going to read Kango's large messages. Hello again, driver. I've just gotten another report about the mountain rescue biplane having spotted the city's mayor somewhere in the mountains with a big furry ape-like creature next to him. There doesn't seem to be any relation between them. A brief interview conducted by the biplane's pilot revealed that the mayor has had enough of his vacation to the mountains and intends to return to the city with Lady Sasquatch, which the pilot assumes to have been referring to the creature that was standing beside him. On your way back down from the dam, you are to wait at Horror Point to pick him up before heading further down. Deep. Don't believe so. Funny. It would be funny if that was referring to Kango's message, but no. But yeah, I found that bridge just 3 days ago, but didn't think to put it in the pick list and all. Attempts to find it again before the stream had started were futile because I was looking in rail bridges. Put a scenic area on the side of the road near the bridge to justify the walkway on the bridge. Yes, that is exactly what I would like to do. I'm going to put it probably up here actually, on top of where this this cut here is, because the town is going to be relatively close that way, maybe like one or two baseboards that way. So then that makes sense. Yes, scenic parking area. I was thinking that as well. That kind of spot where there would be a viewpoint ATS. Milton National Park as well? Who knows? Neyman would not stoop to riding on a speeder. He would clearly wait for his helicopter. Yes, of course. With bears and that, I mean, what could go wrong at Horror Point sightings, if we're honest? Okay, now let's see how the road would actually go this way. So, if I attach that there, let's see, I'm probably going to have this go that way along, since it's going to have to go up there as well. Well, it's going to have to go up there anyway. What would it look like if I just connected it like that? I have to say, not terrible. I mean, a picnic basket is a picnic basket. No, wait, sorry, wrong thing. Right, and then I'm going to increase the height over here a bit, just to create a little bit more of a backdrop. Okay, a little bit more like this. And then let's see what it looks like if I flatten the terrain to the thing, except over here I need to still fix a little bit because that's too low. That's not, now that's too high, hold on. Also, I should probably save. Lady Sasquatch is with him. Yeah, the biplane's pilot probably underestimated the mayor's standards by quite a bit, and did ask him enough questions for the interview. Yes. That's not great. That needs to be a bit higher up for that to work properly. This would be easier if I had shadows turned on, but for performance reasons I have not done that. Okay, that looks good. All right. That could be a bit better, hold on. If this just got elevated a little bit, like so. I think. Actually, I think I'm probably going to put another spline point in there. Just in case I need it. Okay, and then that comes up over to the bridge. I'm going to move this one slightly over like that. Let's apply that over here as well again. Then let's have this continue that way slightly. I'm going to take the height of the bridge, apply it over here, and then set the height. I'm of course going to need supports and abutments. And how did the biplane pilot flying over the mountains forest interview the mayor? Ha! Didn't think of that. Well, he probably just had, they probably both just had really big megaphones. Yes. Okay, so let's create this little scenic parking area over here. That looks okay. That looks okay as well. That way it's clear that it's built up a little bit to make it a bit flatter. And just so I don't forget what I wanted to put there, I'm going to grab a dirt texture, and I'm going to, actually that's the wrong dirt texture, hold on, I'm going to grab the correct dirt texture, one moment. Where did I do? Let's see, did I use it over here? Imagine if someone just now, if someone watched the archive and just now skipped to that bit, saw that we're back in the flat lands again, and then just immediately quit the stream because thinking, they're back again there? No. I thought we left that bit behind. No, I'm not going back there. Something like that, probably mix in a few darker tones as well, just to make this look a little bit nicer. Well, a little bit more fitting. It looked nice before. Okay. That's a bit too much, hold on. And that little dark spot there needs to go like that. Okay, I think that's quite nice. So you can come over here, park up here, and then watch the trains as they snake their way along there over the bridge. Or if you go outside and walk a little bit, you can watch them here, even seeing a little bit of the waterfall, or come up onto the bridge itself, overlooking there, and then you can see the trains going there. That's really nice. Well, you must have spotted him, at least escorted from above, and then parachuted down to them, giving his nephew, whom he was currently training to become a qualified to have. What is a qualified? Or qualified? Is it qualified? To become, giving his nephew, whom he was currently training to become a qualified, to have to clamber back a seat while the biplane's going, and then take over the controls. Thinking about it now, I'd love to do some comedy-focused sessions for this route when it's done. Well, go right ahead, I'm not going to stop you. But how did the pilot then get back into the plane? Good question. Well, shortly after taking the controls, his nephew landed the plane on the mountain airstrip, and the nephew's uncle, the pilot, probably legged it to there as well. Qualified pilot. Yes, of course I'm a qualified pilot. How could you even doubt that? I mean, have you not seen me fly my craft in Kerbal Space Program? Actually, speaking of Kerbal Space Program, I would love to continue that at some point, but that would be a bit of a longer series, and at the moment the MISC slot is quite used as it is. So now it's time to, actually, is this the right? That looks all right. So now I'm going to draw along the road again, because this is the thing that I've done with this road. Just drawing along with a gravelly texture, just so that it looks a little bit better from further away. But since I've started this convention on this road, I'm going to have to continue it until there is some sort of dividing point. Well, or until I just don't want to continue it anymore, I guess. So just along here. And then just come along to there. And then come along here. Yes, I know I haven't forgotten the supports yet, or the abutments. I would say using mirrors to flash Morse code would be a better explanation. Yes. Let's look for support. Call 555 SUPPORT. I know that might seem a bit strange, that's because it is. Okay, so those supports look flimsy. No. Actually, we might not need that many supports. Let's look for the abutment first. So we've got I mean, I don't like, no, I don't need it. I don't want it to be brick. I want it to be concrete, like that maybe. Anyway, I only need the main bridge part to have the abutment. The sidewalk can just be attached using girders or something like that. What would that look like? Actually, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, and of course, looking at it now, if the bridge has the support structure on top, so it doesn't need any supports at the bottom. I think. I could be mistaken, but I think that that's true. I've not played, what's that game called? The bridge building, is it called Bridget or something like that? I don't know. Polybridge, that's the one. I've not played that game. Right. After all, Lady Sasquatch is fluent in over 1 million forms of communication. True. Does she know smoke signals? No supports under through garbage. Right. Bridge constructor, that was not the one I meant. Abutments should actually attach to the end of the bridge and not be under it. Yeah, but the way it works in Trainz with the road, I don't know. So I could have this be there, but then that would mean that I would have to take the terrain back further. And the bridge, it's not wide enough really. Unless I put two of them next to each other. in case it's not obvious, I have never taken that much time to look at how bridges are constructed. What rotation do I have here? 266.1. Okay. Rotate this to 266 point... well, 0.2, that's fine. Would that be better? Well, it's not. It's, hold on, it's not lined up exactly. One moment. That's better. Well, it's Z fighting now, so that's not good. One moment. Maybe if I turn this, well, maybe if I turn that one a little bit. There we go. Is that better? I'll have a fence or a wall, something around there to stop the cars from just flying off. There's more realistic how they attach. Okay, thank you very much. Your input is much valued and much appreciated. Okay, so then let's do the same thing over here. That might be a little bit too much, hold on. Like that, maybe. This one's going to be a little bit more trickier. Oh, yeah, more trickier? Because of the turn. That is 83.3. Let's do 83.2, should be fine. Ish. Well, it isn't fine, but it should be fine. Okay, this needs to be like there. I think this needs to be rotated slightly more. To like there. You can't really tell that they're not exactly lined up to each other. I think that's good. I'm going to increase the terrain height a little bit here, which means I'm going to have to redo the... Oh, that's a bit too much. Redo the height of the abutments. Just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that does look better. That looks more right. So, it looks good. I've done a lot of research on bridges with my model railroading. Ooh. If you have any pictures of your model railroads, I would love to see them. Feel free to share them on my Discord server if you want to. I would love to have a look at them. Alright, nice. Looks much better. It really does. Okay, so... well, let's see. Actually, what sort of... Oh right, I suppose I did just use this texture for the water edge. Not entirely sure if I'm happy with that. I think I want more of a stony texture up here. At least at the edges. What's this one? Yeah, something a bit like this, but I don't know if I want this exact texture. Yeah, I think I'd have to increase the scale of this texture and to get rid of some of the... Or maybe I can try. I really want this to look like a clean water river, basically. Plus it would also fit a little bit better with how the river looks down there. Not sure if I'll keep this texture. I'll play around with it a bit and then we'll see what looks good. Okay, I will have to refine this a lot. Also, I'm probably going to choose a different texture because I don't quite like the tone of this one. It looks too bluish. This one, no. Although that's actually quite high quality, but no, that's not what I wanted. Still not quite. I like the way this texture looks. It's just a little bit too red, I think, for this area. Though maybe not. Let's see what it looks like if I replace it. Well, let's save first. To get technical, only one end of the bridge is attached directly to the ground. The other end is mounted on a support between the bridge and abutment that can move back and forth a few inches to account for expansion, contraction as temperature changes. That is very clever. I know that a lot of the what are they called? A lot of bridges that have big supporting pillars are actually, they're on bearings, on hinges, so that they can move slightly that way. Actually, it's also really interesting if you look into skyscrapers and the weights inside, how they tilt against the wind. Clever. Clean water river rail bridge. Same things apply to the rail bridges. I suppose they would. Okay, so let's just see what this would look like. I mean, that looks better than what it looked like before, but I'm still not entirely happy with the hue. And the thing is, some of these textures are in different languages, so searching I wouldn't find them. UK moss. I mean, yeah, that's moss, all right. Doesn't look half bad. Maybe use this texture in combination with others. Maybe. I mean, at this rate, I might just... hold on. Tunnel slope texture. Actually, that... Okay, so this is called 760 tunnel slope texture, and that actually looks really good for like an earthy embankment sort of thing. Just having some of this over here, maybe not over there because that looks like it should be more rocky, but in some of these areas, like for example there, that looks great. That will also give a nice difference to what was built up and what was cut into the bedrock. No, not bedrock, bowling. Hello, Mr. Snipes. Welcome. Good to see you. Hey, Willis 1961 is also here, if you hadn't noticed. Could use that for your dike levy. Yes, I could. That might look very good for there. Also, that rhymed a bit. Looks like a place where those rare and mythical cabbage bears hang out. Yes, definitely. Okay, let's have a look at more stuff. I think I'm just going to go over here to test some of these textures, just because we've got a little bit more open space here. Huh, seasonal snow. Ah, no. Rocks ground? I mean, those could work. Those are tiers 12 rocks. No, that looks horrible. I can't use that texture the way that I wanted to use it. This one maybe? Looks too clean, too uniform. A clip UK Moss 9. Interesting. HO Model Railroad Club. Cookies? Sure. Ah. Interesting. It looks like a very nice model layout. Were you involved in its creation, or could you give some context to that, please? Or is that just a nice thing you wanted to share? Some context would be nice. One day I'm gonna operate a train on this route. I'll have memories of all the moments on stream as I pass them. Yes, that will be very, very nice. Same, about 1,500 square feet. That's the one I am a member of. Yes, I think you mentioned that sometime before. Very nice. Also, cement plant I helped name. That is a good memory. There are a lot of good memories on this route. Apt build section on the far right. On the far right? Do you mean this section? That section? I think you helped build, yeah, you helped build a lot of this section here. Your influence in this yard and industrial area's creation is very great, if it loads. And the kid that is hiding in one of the warehouses, I remember that bit too. Haha, yes, indeed. The picture of the model railroad. Oh, of course. Yes, that's what you meant. Of course, the lot of track laying and wiring, the bit on the right. Oh, that bit. Let's have a look. You mean with the harbour, with a rail ferry on it. Very nice. Thank you. Right, I really like the Hiawatha train running on the post from the 6th, 11th, 2019. Yes. What do you mean by that? Do you mean the Hiawatha train I ran on this route? Because that was not 2019. Okay, let's look through some more textures. I mean, we've got these nice, well, I say they're nice. They're very, very bright textures. They're like foam, but I mean, I have so many textures. I mean, most of these textures came with TRS-19, and you can't really, I mean, I could look through all of them to see if I can find something useful, but actually that might be useful. Having a waterfall texture behind here, maybe, maybe not, maybe not, who knows? I don't know. I suppose I could test it, maybe. What would it look like over here? No, that does not look good. I've changed my mind. I've decided that that does not, in fact, look good. Yes, looks beautiful. Sure is. I meant in the Facebook link. If you scroll a bit down, there's a video. Oh, right. I can't look at that video yet, but I do want to look at that. Could you please post a link to that video on Discord so I can have a look at it later? It did look good, I think. On the small one you had just painted a bit too wide, I would say. No, I changed my mind. In Trainz stuff? Yes, please. There's just so many textures, and because there are different languages as well, I mean, it would be so good if textures had tags, like, for example, a pebbles or stones tag, or rock tag, or grass, or forest, or things like that. So you could so it wouldn't matter what language the creator of the texture created it in. I think I've used this texture before someplace, but I don't know. Also, look up Ridge Live Steamers. That is the other club I am a member of. Oh yes, I remember you did mention that one as well. I think I might have already looked at that page way back when. Yeah, I think I did look at this at some point before. It looks like the people there are having a lot of fun. Ooh, yes, indeed, nice. Nice Sterling indeed. Although I'm not sure that the coach is that fitting. Trains there are basically 1/8 scale, big enough to ride on. Yes, I looked at some of the pictures just now. That's a nice sort of asphalty texture. I think I've already used that somewhere. That texture might work. Hold on. If I did something like that instead? Do I prefer this or the other one? I think I prefer this one because this one has a little more variety in size of stone, whereas this one is very similar, which of course helps with it tiling less, but it also doesn't make it look as interesting. Okay, let's look. Hold on, does that have... Oh, it's the... I see. There's all the TB seasonal textures. Tarmac, nope. Yeah, sometimes I'm just going to click on a texture to paint it just because I want to see what it looks like on the ground. Even if there's no chance that I'm actually going to use it here, but... Ooh, that was nice. Oh, those are the sweet grass textures, I remember. Swamp. Okay, let's just look through stone one. No. Got some dried soil. That's not really what I want. Some basically blinding brightness. Some old blinding brightness. Plowed fields. Silver rock. No, not for this case. For this place. Huh, that looks nice. Not sure where I would ever use this, but... Well, it's a seasonal thing, so maybe it looks different in different seasons. That is usually indicated by that tag. Scrap Schotter, which is German for kind of just rubble, I guess. That's kind of deposited in places. So it's like ballast. Ooh, that looks interesting. Is ballast extra? No, I don't need that. Looks like it's got some sort of glass in there, that blue and green there. Rubble. Yeah, that one looks nice. That's got some water flowing over it, but not really useful at this point. Huh, I remember this texture. Let's look through here. I know this isn't the most interesting, but it is necessary. Ha! Ha ha ha, no. A red mineral. And just a red spot. I think I'm probably going to end up sticking with the texture that I've got at the moment. Not that one just now, I mean the one that I've got on the river at the moment. Simply because I don't think I'm gonna find a better one. At least not without looking through a lot more textures. And the one I've got at the moment it's perfectly fine, it's just I thought maybe there would be one that's just a little bit better. Lots of scrap and rubbish. Tell you what, I'm gonna read chat first and then maybe I'll do some things. I think the coach is fitting. It's just the livery that might be tad off. I think in real life they had a teak livery, wouldn't? Maybe, I don't know. The roof of that coach doesn't feel right, but maybe you're right. Compared to real life, one at least. Like the original Moto 1. Should I maybe mix the textures? No, not in this case, because normally on ground, yes, I'm absolutely for mixing textures. Looks great, but in a river, the thing is that the water washes all these tones down here, And so, because it's such, it wouldn't really make sense to have a place where the stones look kind of darker like this, and then over here lighter or things like that. Although maybe, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I think I'm probably going to have a little bit of another texture down in the center of it, like that. Maybe not this particular texture, but well, maybe this particular texture, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to leave that there for now, just to remind me. But I don't think along the sides it would look that good. But maybe I'll change my mind. Most steam engines use actual coal, wood, or oil-fired. Some use propane. Nice. That's lovely. This is also a model railway I've just found recently from Bognor Regis in the UK. I've yet to watch the entire video, but zooming through it, I've seen some lovely layouts. Oh, all I see is a Marks and Spencer's ad. That, yes. I posted it in Charlie's Discord about a week or two in Trainz stuff. Charlie's, that was a great texture. With a glass, maybe use that in the city? I don't think so. Oh, those textures. There are a lot of live steam railroads in the UK. You should look up and see if there is a club near you. They usually love to have visitors. Well, that is a great suggestion. Unfortunately, at the moment, I don't really have the time for that, or the money, to be honest, to travel to places. But it is something that I would love to do if the opportunity should present itself, and I'm able to take advantage of it. Remember that poppy field one? I do remember that poppy field one. The top of the tender on that Sterling is a padded cushion where the driver sits. Yes, I did see that as well. That's a good idea. The last one I've seen was in Buckfastleigh on the northern end of the Southern Devon Railway, which has inspired that Trainz route I had started building last year. But they only really had very small layouts, with just 1 or 2 tracks in display cases with no trains running. I'm referring to live steam railroads, usually for 7 to 1/4 inch gauge? What? Oh, right, I see. Yes. Gauge, yeah, of course, in the UK. Oh, yeah, I didn't even see that, I mean, I did. I'm not saying that I'm better at paying attention to that sort of thing. I know I'm looking at it. I'm joking. I'm probably looking at it on a bigger screen than you anyway. That looks really nice. Just the feeling of that, the moss and the little pebbles and soil, that just feels like a forest to me. And it is called forest floor. PBR, grass mixed, 21, forest floor. Pity I can't use it at the moment. Anyway, I think I'm gonna stop looking for textures now. Well, let's just look a little bit more. That texture looks really nice. Yes, I know it's quite bright, but I really like how that looks. It'd be so nice if we could use that somewhere. I don't know. Actually, what would this texture look like up here? Maybe. I'm not convinced. No. I'm going to tell you what. Just so I don't forget this texture, I'm going to put it down here in the corner where I'm definitely going to forget it. No. We do have this texture, which might be better. Let's see. I'm just gonna save before I do that. Looks like there are over 100 in England, in the England section. I think I already looked at that discoverlivestream.com link. Yeah, I did already have a look at that. And yeah, it would be great if I could afford going there, and then, yeah. I mean, does that texture look better? Actually, I think I prefer the first one. There might be one close to where you are. Maybe. Tell you what, I'm gonna have a little quick look. One moment. International ones, maybe. England. Let's have a quick look. I know I'm gonna be just quickly looking if I can see any the Corris Hill Railway, yeah. That's too much to look through at the moment. Yeah, I mean, it would be great if I could go. We'll see. Maybe I can find one close by. Maybe I can go to that. But at the moment, I just have a lot of other things that I need to deal with first. And ooh, that's another nice texture. Well, it's a nice texture if you're close by. If you zoom out, it looks a bit repetitive. Anyway, we've gone past the time limit, so it's time to get an image. Can you guess what we're going to take an image of? Hold on, maybe if I went a little bit further over this. Well, so the thing is that a significant portion will be cut off by the border. Maybe that could look good. I'll take a screenshot like this. Yeah, that doesn't look great. Yeah, because the hill kind of matches the curvature of the bridge, and that is a little bit disruptive to the composition. I know I sound like I'm using all sorts of fancy terms, but it's really just the terms that I would use to describe that. I'm not deliberately trying to use a posh sounding term. Oh yes, the curvature of the hill is disrupting the competition. No, not competition, composition even. That's tough. That's a tough angle. Let's try over here. That might look better. Not really. Maybe up here? Well, no, you could see that the river isn't there. What if I try something like that with a little bit of a different field of view? What would that look like? Now you can't really see the bridge on that because it's against the sky. So I have to have the bridge against the hills. Maybe something like this. Actually, that looks pretty good. Probably going to use that. Okay, so with that, I'm really, really liking how this is turning out. It was a great idea to have also have a waterfall on this side. This is really something special. Okay, so I'm just gonna place a few more trees up here just so that it hopefully won't crash when I save, just because it sometimes does do that. So let's save. Ooh, Plymouth. Oh, there's a Plymouth one? Plymouth Miniature Steam, .co.uk. That could be nice. Anyway, I don't have time to look at that. I have to quit the stream. Hold on. Make Kanga research it. Ah, yes. That is what we will do. Actually, I might as well just switch over to this screen since the stream is basically ending. It's basically ending. Good plan, XD. Change the time of day weather. I like it the way it is for the screenshot at this point. I had over 100 points of damage to my truck suspension. Oops. Perhaps I did drive down that rocky dirt road a bit too quickly. Yes. Perhaps. Snorna? Yes, Snorna. Yeah, that game doesn't like fast speeds. Fast speeds? A speed can't be fast. A speed can be high, because a speed is a number, not a velocity. Actually, I guess. Can you have a fast speed? Because a speed itself can't travel. Something can travel at a speed, but a speed itself isn't an object, and so a speed itself can't travel, so you can't have a fast speed. Right? Yes? No? Maybe? I don't know. Can you repeat the question? Yeah, beloved did a lot. Thank you. Do they have that deck girder in black? I could look on the DLS if the author has made a black version of it, but I prefer having the white version there. I think it fits better, especially with the darker trees once I put the trees on there. So I'm probably going to leave that one. It's just on the screenshot for the thumbnail. You can't really see the shape of it against the sky. On that one view, anyway. West Railroad had all of the bridges painted the same color. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I'm not really bothered with that, even if it would be more realistic, but I'm not really bothered with that. Simply because there is a lot of the bridges, a lot of the cases with trains, you're lucky if you find one bridge that is what you want for a given situation, and so you can't really be that picky, but it's a nice idea. It's also an interesting thing. I've never really thought about the color of bridges for railroads. Another thing I've learned. Thank you. My speed is slow, my speed is fast. I don't think that works, because you've got a high speed train, not a fast speed train. You can say, I am fast, I am slow, or I am fast, but my speed is slow and my speed is fast, I don't think works. For sure. Makes sense. Black, red, silver, green, etc. Alright, I never knew that. Just thought. Cheaper to buy one color in bulk instead of multiple colors. True. Exactly. So with that, it's really good to have you back in chat. But perhaps when one railroad has a line which has a bridge, they paint it blue, for example. But perhaps when one railroad has a line which has a bridge, they paint it blue, for example. Then another railroad... Oh, right, that was only part one of your message. That that makes more sense now. Then another railroad comes along, adds a line, and puts down a yellow bridge. Yes, that could work. Actually, bridges are very, very nice from a historical point of view as well, because you've got, not only do you usually have a plaque or something saying when the bridge was constructed, but often you've also got a railroad or railway on it. So, for example, in all of the Florida CSX territory, there are bridges that have I know there are bridges that have the seaboard line, logo text still on it from way back then, and that's not been painted over because the color is black, and then they don't want to bother painting the others, right? My speed is old man slow. Aww. They are repainted a few years as part of maintenance. Seaboard coastline. Yes, seaboard coastline. That was the one. I know there are bridges in Florida that still have seaboard coastline on there, that are now owned by CSX, for example. And I just love that bit of history there, or a different type of signal, where maybe there's some PRR position light signals or something like that are just still a leftover, or maybe a different shape of milepost, like the actual form of the physical posts that a different railroad used. Things like that. I really like that because it just gives a feeling of history to the place. At the speed of a reasonable priced mobile shopping scooter. Yes, sure. Right. SCL. That's a good way to remember it. SCL. Yeah, that is nice. Anyway, it is really good having you in chat, all of you. And I'm glad you're okay with 1961. So, signals usually get changed out in a few years, but the old railroads are there for a while. Yes. Anyway, what should I say? XD, position lights, and all that. Good. Anyway, good night, everybody. This stream will be archived. Kangafango's gonna stream multiplayer truck simulator tomorrow, where I'm also gonna be playing. It's a mini game where we have to coordinate each other to find a player on a map that's trying to get to a position. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We did a test stream, and that was great. I lost a Jeep in an icy canyon. In Alaska somewhere. Again, Good night. Sounds interesting. Anyway, see you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye, people. Good night. Yes, bye-bye.